And then it says recording, and then I can close. Okay, so now how to get back to, okay. So Barbara, along, I think I should be able to maybe see you, but that's okay if I can't. But we're gonna start in a seated position today. And I'm gonna sit up on my blocks. If you have a pillow or a blanket to put under your hips to get your hips lifted, please do that. If you have your strap, we're gonna use our strap today. And today's class is about detoxing. And one of the places we always start is with centering and with our breath. And this breath that we're gonna start with today helps us to remind us to breathe deeply. It also helps to remind us to do our ujjayi breathing, which is breathing deep into the back of the throat, letting the belly expand, and then the belly contracts when you exhale. So first, lengthen up your spine, reach back, grab that flush, and then let's bring our hands to a comfortable position on your thighs or your knees. Tilt your chin slightly down, and we're gonna bring the thumb and the index finger, the middle finger to your clavicle. So that little indentation, that little soft spot between the, at the top of the, right at the collarbone. And then closing your outer eyes, let's just go ahead and take a few conscious deep breaths and notice the softening of the jugular notch, that little indentation when you inhale. So a little bit of, actually it's a little bit of a contraction when you inhale. And then when you exhale, that's when the softening occurs. So your fingers are very lightly at the jugular notch. And when you inhale, you feel a little contraction. And when you exhale, you just feel the relaxation. And then just observing your in-breath and observing your out-breath. Try to extend your breath just a little bit. Notice how that soft skin moves with the rhythm of your breath. The breath is really the most important aspect of your practice. The next time you exhale, let's just relax your hand to your knee, your thigh. Take a moment to swallow, and keeping your eyes closed, just allow your in-breath to create a little space. And allow your out-breath to be long and complete. And then bringing our hands now to our hearts. And then we bow. And then slowly letting the head come up. So today's class is all about yoga detox. If you're up on a blanket, you can stay up on a blanket, but if you're on blocks, you might want to come off the blocks, but you don't have to. And we're going to go ahead and pick up that right foot, and we're just going to go ahead and press and release the bottom of the foot, the top of the foot, and extend those toes. Get a little space between the toes. And what you're doing is pressing and releasing. So it helps that lymph to move, the squeezing and then releasing. And then you just move your hands up the leg and you press and release. And you're getting the lymph to move, especially behind the knee, the top of the knee. You're moving the hand up towards the thigh and the middle of the thigh. Squeeze and release, squeeze and release. Just get that energy moving, and then bring the energy up towards your heart. And then we'll go ahead and just switch legs. So we'll pick up that left foot and we'll press and release the bottom of the foot, the toes, kind of spread the toes nice and wide, and get some maybe extension in your toes. Press the top of the foot, the heel of the foot, press and release the ankles and the calf muscle, the gastrocnemius, and the knee. Press and release, really get some pressure there. And then move that lymph up towards your heart, because all lymph drains towards the heart. And then we're gonna go ahead and just rub our palms very strongly, like you have soap in the palm of your hands, and try to really press. And then just move the one hand up the one arm, either one, right arm, I'm doing my right arm, but you can just press and release, and then just make sure you do underneath the arm with a lot of lymph glands. And then just move your hand over to the other side, and then we'll go ahead and press and release the other arm, whatever arm you didn't do yet. So it also feels really good to twist and just move that lymph to twist, or just squeeze and release. And then make sure you just do under that arm. So tapping feels good, or the back of the hand feels good. And then just tap across your collarbone. And we're gonna go ahead and come all the way down onto our mat. And we're gonna hug both knees into the chest. And we're gonna hug them in tight for a moment, hollow your belly, and then rock your knees to the left and keep holding them tight, and then rock up and rock to the left. And then you're gonna go 5 times to each side. So you go right and you go left and you go back and forth, squeezing the knees in. So today's class is yoga detox. So we're gonna just move all the lymph in the body. So you go 5 times to the right, 5 times to the left. And we are loosening the muscles between the ribs right now. And then we'll go ahead and come back to neutral on our mat. We'll let our feet come down to the floor. And we're gonna go ahead and take just your right leg up to the ceiling. And again, now I want you to do the whole right leg again. Just squeeze and release. Move the when you get to the top of the thigh, we'll just switch legs. So just bring your left leg up and then just press and release. Make sure you do behind the knee. A lot of tendons and ligaments there. When you get to the top of the other leg, let's go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together. Let your knees go wide, and then bring your arms up over your head, okay? So if this feels like it's a little bit too strong of a stretch for starting our class, you just take one of your blocks and you place it under the leg, under the thigh or the knee. You can change what level the block is, and that way maybe the stretch would just be a little bit more gradual, which is important. So let's just close the outer eyes for a moment. The arms are overhead if you don't have a shoulder challenge, or you could have your arms at your shoulders, or if you need to bring one arm down to your side, you just do that. Take a moment to pause and to breathe directly into the pelvic area. So you're bringing lots of oxygen now to the abdominal organs, the adductor muscles. So this pose brings an optimal level of oxygen into the lower portion of your body where there's a lot of lymph. So the knees are wide, the soles of the feet are touching. If you're comfortable, you close your eyes just for a few more seconds here. Five more seconds. Very slowly, let your knees come up. Let's go ahead and bring the hands to the knees. And now take your hands behind the knees, and all we're gonna do is rock up onto a seated position. We're just gonna rock back. So we're gonna massage the spine. So it makes you feel young, and you can move your legs over your head if they go. So you just want to rock back and forth. Okay, one more. Rock up, rock back. It's a nice massage for your spine. And then hug both knees into the chest like we did earlier. Okay, so this one you're gonna love. You're gonna let both knees go to the left. And then you're gonna bring your arms out to your shoulders. Now, turn your head slightly to the right, the opposite side. Close the eyes just for a moment. Swallow if you need to. Okay, now with your breath, I want you to take your right arm up to the ceiling, and I want you to extend your right arm past your left hand. So you just reach a little bit, and then you inhale, the right arm comes up, and then all the way open, all the way back at your shoulder, if that's okay, or your hip, if it's too much. And then you inhale, the right arm comes up, and then you exhale, the right arm stretches past the left hand, and then again, you inhale up, and open up into a nice flower. And one more, the right arm comes up, you extend past the left hand, and then you inhale, the right arm comes up, and you exhale, the right arm just relaxes. Take a moment again now to pause. Okay, feel your belly expand and contract. Okay, now this time, inhale, bring both knees up. Let's go to the right with your knees. Turn your head to the left, and then just melt. So see if you can just let those legs relax. You have them in towards your heart, if that's okay for your low back. If it's not, move the knees a little away from the heart. That'll change where you feel the stretch in your back. Okay, now with your breath, you inhale, the left arm comes up, and then extends past your right hand. And then you inhale, the left arm comes up, and then exhale, the left hand relaxes. Then you do two more. Inhale, and then exhale, and then inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. You extend past the right hand, and then inhale and exhale. Okay, now pause. Okay, the next time you inhale, bring your knees up. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and grab our strap. We're gonna loop the strap around the soles of the feet. then we're going to just take those legs to the ceiling, and you walk your hands up the strap, and you just keep your legs where you're comfortable, but you feel a stretch. Okay, so just keep your chin in line with your spine. So some people might not need the strap, so you can keep your legs up if that's okay. But try to just bring them into where you feel a stretch. Okay, so I'm going to watch the clock here. Just 1 minute. You're going to hold your legs up. And if that's too much, you bring them down when you need to. We always listen to our body and adjust our yoga practice to work for us. Keep your breath dynamic. Keep your breath mindful. You're feeling your body. Remember that feeling is healing. That's what yoga is about, is we heal from the inside to the outside. A few more seconds. So if you're not using a strap, you could point and flex your feet. You could circle your toes. You could reverse. Okay, let's hug the knees into the chest. Just move your strap to the side. You don't really need it right now. Hug in. Rock a little bit side to side. Now, one more twist. We're going to let the knees go to the left. So both knees go to the left. Take your right leg and extend it out straight. Try to bring your right foot towards your left hand. Okay, so that's a big, nice stretch for your IT band. And if you dorsiflex that right foot, really press through the heel, you'll feel it a little bit more in that hip area. Okay, so you don't have to hold on to this right foot, but if you can, fine. Now your right hand, if you're comfortable, you reach your right hand towards the top of your left foot, and then you're in a little bit of a scissor position. So my right hand has the top of my left foot. Now I could just release my left foot, my left hand. I could release that. So maybe I could just get a quad stretch with my left thigh. So that's what I want you to do, is choose which foot you want to try to hold on to. If you need your strap, you can loop the strap around one of the feet, one of the foots. I'm not sure about the English of that one. I have to ask my dad. So if you can hold both feet, you can. Okay, now let's do the other side. So release, bring your knees in, rock a little bit side to side, bring your knees to the right. Okay, extend your left foot towards your right hand. Just go wherever you're comfortable, and then allow the weight of the left leg to help you get a stretch in that outer left hip area. So that IT band runs from the knee to the outer hip there. Breathe into it. So if you feel a stretch, extend your breath. Remember, try to always do your ujjayi breath. If you want to, your left hand tries to hold on to your right foot, and then you draw your legs a little away from each other. And then see where you feel your stretch. Okay, so I'll just watch the clock. So it's past. And we'll hold this for 1 minute if you're comfortable. You can let go at any time. Breathe into the area that you feel it. So holding 1 foot maybe feels great. Maybe it feels great to hold 2. So this is a little yin when we hold the pose a little longer to let the fascia relax and let go. Okay, so it's time. Release your feet, bring your knees in, rock a little bit side to side here. Okay, we're gonna rock to either side, doesn't matter, right side or left side, and then we're gonna go ahead and press up into down dog position. So we'll just come up to all fours, we'll lift our hips, and then we'll adjust our feet and our hands, and we'll just enjoy a very dynamic down dog pose. Just letting the spine decompress a little bit, and then feeling the freedom and the length in your back body. And just breathing consciously, deeply into your heart center, that place of unconditional love. Try to draw your heels down and then lift your kneecaps. Okay, 15 more seconds. You're strengthening and toning the whole body here. Let's go ahead and walk your feet to your hands. Walk, walk, walk. Grab your blocks, and then have your blocks in front of your feet, and then fold forward with your hands on your blocks. Or if you don't need your blocks, you can get rid of the blocks. Ungrip all 10 toes and just let the head help you to get a little deeper stretch. The weight of the upper portion of body is going to help you extend just a little bit behind your legs. You can always have a nice soft bend in those knees. Let's go ahead and bend both knees, and then inhale, circle, sweep your arms out, and then we're going to come up towards the ceiling. So now you're going to pause and you keep your arms up by your ears or wherever you need to so that you don't strain your shoulders. Your palms face each other, and now we're just in a static pose, and we're letting all of the lymph drain. So we're just letting that lymph drain. And we hold this for 1 minute. Be aware and mindful of your good posture here. The toes are spread nice and wide so that you have a nice foundation, nice wide, strong foundation for your feet. So 15 more seconds. Drop your shoulders down your back. Very slowly, we'll let the arms come out to the side body and down. And then we'll go ahead and just shake those arms out a little bit. And let's just take your right arm up and back, and then the left up and back. And then reverse. Just noticing how your body feels. Then we'll go ahead and relax both arms down, shake out those shoulders a little bit. Let's bring the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze them up really tight, and then drop them down, and then squeeze them up and drop. One more, and then relaxing down. Let's go ahead and go wide with our feet. So I'd like you to be about 3.5 to 4 feet apart. And then adjust your mat if you need to. We'll have our blocks handy. And we'll go ahead and let's turn our right foot out to the right. So wherever your right foot is, turn it out to the right. Turn your left foot to a 45-degree angle. And then go ahead and lift your kneecaps and draw your belly in. And then we'll go ahead and bend that front knee, that right knee. So we'll just bend our right knee. So when I started bending my knee started going out past my ankles. So that meant I need to be a little bit wider with my feet. I didn't go wide enough. So look at your right knee. Make sure it's over the ankle with your hands at your hips. Let's go ahead and turn to that right leg. So turn to that right leg. And then square your shoulders to the short end of your mat. Lower your arms down towards the floor. And then we're going to inhale, bring the arms up. And then we're going to just exhale, come all the way down. So you can have your blocks there on either side of your right foot. Now lift the arch of your back foot, bend into your front knee, and then inhale, come up. Just for warrior one, there's no big deal. Just square your hips as much as you can towards the short end of your mat. We inhale up, maybe get a little C curve, and then exhale, we touch. Okay, so bend into the front knee. Feel your pose, square your hips, inhale, come back up. So this is the third one. That's all we're going to do. Pause here, and then come back down. Try to bend into your front knee because that's what a lot of us start straightening, that front knee. Ungrip your toes on the front foot, and then inhale, come up, and then we're going to just exhale. Let your arms come down, and then let your left arm come back behind you, and then you just moved into warrior two. But now let's go ahead and engage muscular energy, so squeeze all your muscles everywhere. Let's do our counter stretch. We'll lean back. We'll look up at that right arm, and then inhale, come up. Now exhale, just straighten your front leg, and then lift all 10 toes. Zip up, extend your right arm a little bit, and then bring your right arm down. Okay, so triangle pose, Trikonasana. Don't worry about how low you go. How open are your hips? You want to try to open that left hip to the ceiling, tucking your right hip under, and then you root into your back foot, and then you come up slow and mindful, and then we do our counter stretch. We lean back, we look up at that right hand, both legs are straight now. Okay, inhale, come up, exhale, extend, and then down. Okay, do your Ujjayi breathing. Try to keep your lips very lightly together. You're only breathing through your nostrils. Try to open that left hip and then come up slow and mindful. And then we do our counter stretch. And we're going to do one more triangle. Inhale up, hug in, extend, and down. Triangle pose opens up every tendon, ligament, lengthens those muscles. Keep your breath moving. Come up slowly and mindfully, and then do your counter stretch. Lean back. With your breath, let's bring our arms to the shoulders. Bring your hands to your hips. Bend your front knee, and then just grab your blocks, and then walk your blocks over towards your left foot. Turn your left foot all the way to face the short end of your mat. Turn your right foot to 45-degree angle. Move it a little right if you need to. Bend into your front knee. Extend that back leg back as far as you can. Zip up your belly. And then inhale, warrior one. So now you're just in warrior one on your left leg. So we pause. If we want to get a little C curve, we lean our spine back. And then we exhale, both hands come down. And now you pause. And lift the arch of your right foot, the back leg. Inhale, come up. Stay here or get a little C curve. And then exhale back down. Inhale, come up. And then maybe a little C curve. Inhale up. And then exhale down. Let's pause. Ungrip the toes on the front foot, the left foot. Good. Okay, inhale, come up. This one, we're gonna go ahead and exhale. Both arms can come down and you just pivot and you're looking left. So you pivot right, you look left. Arms are out at your shoulders into warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. We're all warriors in this life. We counter stretch here, we lean back, we're present, and in the moment we work on being present. We inhale, come back up, we exhale, we straighten that front leg, lift all 10 toes, extend your left arm a little bit, and then come down. Okay, try to tuck your left hip under, try to open your right hip up towards me, towards the ceiling. Where is your breath right now? Your breath is your key. It's the key that unlocks the body's potential. Slowly come up and then do your counter stretch. Lean back, look up. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, extend your left arm a little bit. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. And breathe consciousness into every cell of your body. We're just breathing and bathing the cells in oxygen. Slowly come up, do your counter stretch. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, extend and down. Last one, last triangle pose. Let your body know that you're tuned in, turned on, tapped on into your inner awareness, that consciousness within. And then we slowly come up and then we do our counter stretch. We lean back, we look up, we inhale, bring your arms to your shoulders. We exhale, bring our hands to the hips. We bend that front knee. We grab our blocks and then walk back to that right foot. So we're going to repeat, but we'll make a little change. So turn your right foot all the way to the short end of your mat. Turn your back foot 45-degree angle, the left foot. And then line up heel to heel. Square your hips. And then inhale, come up to warrior one. Okay, so let's reach the arms back. Back, 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 back. And then bring the hands back to your blocks. Okay, lift the arch of your left foot. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reach the arms back, 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 back. And back to your blocks. Again, inhale up. And exhale, reach back, 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 back. Okay, now on this one, we're gonna make a little change. We're gonna take this back foot, the left foot, you're gonna move it at least a foot closer to your right foot, and then you're gonna move it over more in the left lane, so you have totally separate lanes. And then you're gonna square your hips for Parsvottanasana. So we're gonna inhale, lift your heart, you lift the heel on your left foot, and then you exhale, the left foot drops. And you fold forward over your right leg. Well, let's do it together. We inhale, lift that left heel. You lift your heart, and then you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, fold forward. Okay, so pause here for a moment. Move your blocks a little forward of your right foot. So I have it about a block length forward of my right foot. I'm going to inhale, lift my heart. I'm going to exhale, take my right arm up to the ceiling for a little revolving twist. And then slowly let your right hand come back to the mat. And then bow forward. And then inhale, lift your heart. And then exhale, that right arm comes up to the ceiling for revolving twist. And then let that right hand come down. So we're going to do one more of this. Move your left foot in a little closer to your right foot. It doesn't have to be so far back. You might be more comfortable there. So inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, that right arm stretches up. And then exhale, right hand comes down. Now we're going to go ahead and bend our front knee. We're going to walk our blocks to the left foot. We'll go nice and wide to start with our feet. Turn your right foot about 45-degree angle. Get your blocks. You have a bend in the front knee though. Okay, bend into the left knee. Okay, inhale, we come up for warrior one. We pause. Now draw your knee a little left, just a tiny bit left. Okay, extend your arms back for a chest expansion, mood elevator, and then bring the hands back to your blocks. Lift the arch of your right foot. Inhale, come up, reach up, and then exhale, pull those arms back, 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 back. And then bring the hands in front. Ungrip the toes on that left foot. One more. Inhale, you come up. Exhale, you pull your arms back, 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 back. And then bring your hands back to your blocks. Now we're going to step in with our right foot and move it in the right lane a little more, a little over to the side. Have the right foot basically facing the same way as your left foot. So your right foot is basically straight towards the short end of your mat. So this is, I'm going to move back just so you guys can see a little bit better. This is Parsvottanasana. So we're going to inhale, lift your heart. Now lift your right heel, lift your heart, and then exhale, fold forward. This is a big hamstring stretch. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your right heel, feel it, and then go back down. Okay, so create that interior space. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold forward. And then lean your chest out long over your left leg. Just enjoy that stretch. You can micro bend that left knee anytime you need to. Okay, now move your blocks forward of your left foot. Step your right foot in a little bit, a little closer. Inhale, lift your heart. And now exhale, your left arm comes up to the ceiling. Is that right? Yeah, the left arm comes up to the ceiling. And then left hand comes back down to the mat. So inhale, lift your heart. And then exhale, that left arm comes up to the ceiling. And then down. So I'm making a fist with my right hand. You can do that if you need to. Inhale, lift your heart. And then exhale, twist that left arm up. And then bring your left hand down. We're going to grab our blocks. We're going to go just to the center so you can turn and go nice and wide with your feet. And then we're going to extend the spine really long. We're going to spread the sit bones wide, press the tailbone back. We're going to lift our heart, and then we'll go ahead and fold forward over the legs, just in between the legs, letting the head come down wherever you would like to. You can have the legs straight. You can have the knees bent. You could have your forearms on your blocks. You could have your head on your block, like I do. So I'm just gonna watch the clock here. We'll hold this pose for just a minute. And just make sure that you're not collapsing your arches in your forward fold. You can wiggle a little, you can rock forward and back, just to see if you can get a little deeper stretch. Okay, 15 more seconds. Make sure your arches are in a straight line. The next time that you inhale, let's lift our heart. And then we're going to go ahead and turn the right foot out to the right. We're going to walk our hands a little bit right, but I want you to press your tailbone back and have a nice long spine. So you have a bend in your right knee, your left leg is straight. And we're going to inhale, lift your hands and walk a little towards your left foot. And then your left knee bends, your left foot turns out just slightly, and your right leg is straight. Let's do one more. Inhale, lift, walk towards your right foot. Squeeze your muscles on your left leg so they feel awake and active. Inhale, walk towards your left foot. Now walk your hands back to neutral, just to the midline of your mat. Let's take our right arm up to the ceiling and we'll look up. You could have your hands on your blocks. That might be a little more comfortable. Try to get nice and long with your spine. And then bring your right hand down. And then inhale, bring your left arm up. And we'll look up if we're comfortable with our neck, or we can look down. And then let your left hand come down. We're gonna inhale, take that right arm up. Bathing the cells in oxygen with every in-breath. And then exhaling, letting that right arm come down. Inhale, that left arm comes up to the ceiling. And then slowly come down. Now we're gonna toe heel our feet in towards one another. We're gonna come into any squat that is comfortable for us. See if you can lift your heart and press your knees away from each other a little bit. Breathing only through your nostrils, remember. When you breathe through your nostrils, you are allowing that filter system that we were given to cleanse the breath that's being brought into the body. We all know that the mouth doesn't always have a filter like it should. So we try to always breathe consciously and deeply through the nostrils. When you breathe consciously, it helps you to be in touch more with the present moment and how you feel. It helps you to be more heart-centered. Let's go ahead and let the tailbone come down to the floor. We'll go ahead and come back. Let's come all the way to the mat, and we're going to grab a block, and we're going to place the block underneath the tailbone. So just on level 1, place the block down under the tailbone, and then turn your palms up towards the energy in the room, and then just pause, breathing into the abdomen. Let's take that right leg up to the ceiling, point and flex, pointed flex. Circle the toes and reverse. And bend your right knee. Just hug that right knee in a little bit and then lift it up like we did earlier in the class, and then bend and then straighten. And just notice how it feels to have that lift under your sacral area, the sacrum. Notice how it feels to repeat the stretch. And then we'll bring our right knee, right foot down to the mat. We'll lift our left leg up. We'll point and flex. And we'll circle to draw a circle on the ceiling. And then reverse the circle. And then we'll bend our left knee, we'll hug it in, and then we'll extend it up. And we'll bend it, extend it up. Okay, one more, bend. Go ahead and bring your left foot back down to the mat. Now have your feet hip distance apart. Let's go ahead and lift those hips up towards the ceiling. Just draw your knees in slightly. Engage your glutes here. And then lower your hips back to your block, or we can move the block all the way off the mat if we want. And then we inhale, we lift. And exhale down. Inhale, lift. So now this one, take the block and place it between the knees. Walk your feet a little closer to your glutes and then lift and then squeeze your block. Notice any difference and then lower the hips back down. So inhale, lift and squeeze. And exhale down. Okay, so now we'll take that block and we'll place it under the sacrum, but we'll go to level 2, which is just turning your block just to the side. And then we'll walk our feet out and just breathe into this whole front body. Oxygenate every cell. Okay, we're going to bend one knee, then bend the other knee. We'll go ahead and move that block to level 1. Just pause for a moment. You just moved it down one level. We'll go ahead and move the block off to the side. We'll hug both knees in very gently towards your heart. If you're comfortable, you can pick up your chin, bring your chin to the knees, and then lower the head back down. We'll go ahead and bring the feet back to the mat. Okay, let's take that right foot, cross it over the left knee. This is a hip opener. Take your right hand to the right knee. Gently press your right knee away. Dorsiflex that right foot. So press through the heel. So you can see, if you feel stretch, you can just stay here. If you don't, you lift that left leg, and then you can even loop your hands around the left thigh and try to draw your left knee towards your heart. At the same time, your right elbow pushes into your right thigh, pushing your right thigh away from your heart. So both feet are awake, so they're flexed. Flex that left foot, push your right knee away from your heart with your right elbow. Some people, you might want to just hold that the left thigh with your left hand and use your right hand to push your right knee away. You can do that also. If you want more stretch, you extend the left leg up straight and still kind of draw that left leg towards your heart. And if you want some abdominal toning, we hold that foot, the right foot with the left hand. We lift that left leg up, and then we exhale, we bring that left leg down towards the mat. And then we lift it back up, that left leg up. And then we exhale, take that left leg down. The same time, you're pushing that right knee still away from your heart. We have one more. When your left leg comes down to the mat, we'll bend that left knee. We'll release our right leg a little bit. We'll cross that right leg, left leg over the right. We'll go ahead and press that left knee away from the heart. Dorsiflex your left foot. Take your right hand behind your right thigh. Maybe pick up that thigh. Now dorsiflex your right foot, push your left knee away from your heart. Just feel that stretch. Sometimes people like to even twist a little bit here. Rock a little bit side to side. That might feel good. Or you can straighten that right leg up. You can hold on to the big toe and try to bring that right leg in. Your right hand can grab your left foot. So inhale, you can lift your heart here. And then exhale, you can lower your left leg down to the mat. And then inhale, lift that right leg up. Rest your head. And then exhale, the head lifts. And then that right leg goes down. And then the right leg comes back up. You can keep your head down. You want to keep that sacrum pressing into the mat though. Every time you inhale, bring in the new energy. Every time you exhale, release and let go of anything in your life that doesn't serve you any longer. Okay, last one. And then we'll bend our right leg. We'll release our left leg. We'll go ahead and open those knees up like we did earlier in class. And then we'll take your arms over your head or your arms at your shoulders. And then close your outer eyes and breathe directly into the pelvis. Oxygenate all the pelvic organs, abdominal organs. Move that breath up to your heart. And then reverse the breath from the top of the heart all the way back down to the belly. Notice the expansion and the contraction. Again, if it feels like a little bit too much for your adductor muscles, the inner thighs, you just take your blocks or a blanket, place it under your knees to give a little bit of support. And that way you're not straining those muscles. So we always want to be relaxing into our poses. Okay, so use your listening skills here. You're going to take your right knee up to the ceiling here. So my right knee's up. Now I'm going to move my right foot a little bit to the right. Okay, so I just moved it off the mat, really. Okay, now just scooch your left leg over towards the right, but you didn't straighten your left knee. Your left knee is bent. And then dorsiflex your left foot, and then take your right foot and place it on the left knee. And then just try to open your knees up. Again, this is a great stretch here for the hips, the hip flexors. It's a very challenging pose. And you're trying just to open the knees up towards the ceiling. And just making peace with wherever your body is today, not judging in any way. Very slowly let your right knee come up. And now let your left hand grab your right knee. Bring your knee to the left. And then turn your head a little bit to the right. So your head turns to the opposite side. Your right arm is up by your ear, or your right arm is out at your shoulder, or right hand is on your hip. Okay, another nice spinal twist. Just breathe into it. These spinal twists are great for detoxing, for squeezing and wringing that rag of your abdominals, your stomach, and helps to just squeeze out any toxins, poisons from the body. Okay, very slowly let your right knee come up. And bring the soles of the feet together like we did before. And then just pause. Take a moment to reflect on how your body feels. Notice this nice stillness that is generated from within. So this one, we're going to take our left knee up towards the ceiling. So you let your left knee come up. Now walk it off to the left a little. So we're doing the other leg. Now walk your right leg. Just move your right leg a little to the left. Okay, dorsiflex your right foot. And then your left foot, here it is, you guys, I'm waving to you. Bring your left foot to your right knee. And then try to open that left knee towards the heavens, towards the sky. Keep that left foot dorsiflexed also. See, that's what gets into the hips there. So breathe as deeply as you can into the belly. bathing the cells in oxygen, feeling the energy move, the prana, your life force. And see if you can soften into the pose. This is a very challenging pose, and you might notice that one is more challenging than the other. Let's see if you can just soften. Very slowly, you let that left knee come up to the ceiling. Take your right hand, grab that knee. Okay, great, delicious final twist. Your right knee, your right hand takes the knee to the right. It's your left knee, and then you can look to the other side. You look left, your knee goes to the right. You can look to the ceiling. Your left arm could be up by your ear overhead, or it could be at your shoulder. You might feel a nice side body stretch there on that left side body. The next time you inhale, let's let that left leg come up. We'll go ahead and bring both those knees into the chest. We'll make some circles with our knees. And then we'll reverse our circle. Let's take the legs and the arms to the ceiling. We'll just shake everything. Shake, shake, shake the arms, the legs. See if you can go a little bit faster. Again, letting the lymph drain towards the heart. And we'll grab hold of the ankles. The arms are inside the legs. Just getting one last adductor stretch. Let's take our arms under the calves. We'll grab the tops of the feet. Clap those feet together for seal pose. Arf, arf, arf. Rock your feet over your head, maybe touch. Rock back, and then touch, and then rock back, and then touch, and then rock back. Let's move into happy baby. The hands on the arches of the feet. Rock from side to side. Try to draw your tailbone down towards the floor to still find length in your spine. You can straighten a leg when you rock to side. You can straighten that leg. That might feel good. You can grab hold of the big toes and straighten. Maybe see how that feels. Okay, let's go ahead and release those legs. We'll shake them out. We'll pick up our head. We'll make sure that the body is in a straight line on our mat. We'll lower the head back to the floor. And let's lift your right leg 1 inch off the mat. Now squeeze your right leg really tight. Tight, 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 tight. And drop. And then lift your left leg. Squeeze it tight, 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 tight. Drop. Let's lift the glutes, the buttocks, and squeeze those glutes really tight. And drop. And now lift your arms 1 inch off the mat. Squeeze your palms into a fist. Squeeze out any tension in the arms. Squeeze a little bit more. Drop. Now bring your shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze out any tension in the shoulders and drop. Okay, now pick up the head. Bring your chin to the chest. Squeeze that chin in. And then lower the head back to the mat. And now squeezing the whole face up like a raisin. Squeeze that face tight. Squeeze a little bit tighter and release. Now open those eyes as wide as you can. Open the mouth as far as you can. Stick out the tongue. Ah! Turn your head from right to left. Bend your knees so that your lower back is supported. Your knees knock. Your feet are nice and wide. Or your legs are straight and your feet are almost as wide as your mat. Or you could roll to your side for Shavasana. You could bring your legs up the wall for Shavasana. It's whatever works for your body. So we'll just enjoy a moment of stillness, which is where the magic happens in yoga. When you allow the cells of the body to receive the benefits of yoga, the structure of the body, the bones of the body feel alive. There's a tingling. An energy that you didn't notice before, but that is always there. Tapping in by becoming quiet is the key that unlocks the deep matrix within. very gently bringing your awareness back to this room, bringing your awareness back to your breath. Noticing your in-breath, noticing your out-breath, wiggling your toes a little bit, wiggling your fingers a little bit, swallowing if you need to, and bending one knee and bending the other, stretching your arms, stretching the back a little bit. When you're ready, hugging the knees into the chest, rocking to one side of your mat, pausing for a moment, and then bringing the hands in front to gently press up into a seated position. And then bringing your hands to your hearts. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you for coming to yoga today. This is how we clap in yoga. And I will see you next time. So we're going to see you next time.